So they'll be calling you a radical. Let's just ignore the reality. We have 10 years of data now. We have 11 years of data. We have salmon counts. We have tide pool counts by Kevin Blanch. Let's just ignore the data. I mean, it's in freak show mode now. Let's just ignore the data, because we have it all now. So we have 10, 11 years of empirical data. By the way, how's that Ponzi scheme Bitcoin going for you, or GE? Till you get Bitcoin under 11,000, till you get the United States stock market under 20,000, then you'll get gas down to $3 a gallon. The hyperinflation they just flooded these markets with. So the Kenai runs over today. The early Chinook number, 2004. Now we haven't got today's number in, so it'll probably be 2020 something. For the year, not for the day. Lowest in the history, in recorded history, on the entire peninsula. On the whole Cook Peninsula is a catastrophe. You know, we have the 10 years of data. You just want to ignore it. We call those outliers, right? They're called outliers, right? We call those outliers. We have regressionary models. You can plug it in and you can run the data. And I don't care what regressionary model you build, you use, you whatever. Kevin Blanch's tide pool work, the empirical data on the salmon, it points to 2011. Well, it not point, it shows you that one of the greatest outliners in human history, something radically happened to the Pacific Ocean and the Western United States, North American ecology, as Kevin Blanch said in March of 2011. They're lying, they're lying, they're lying. These are full-blown. Andy Gundershill and crew was in my site every day. People argue with me for 2 years saying, no, it's hydrogen blast. And I said, no, they're multiple belted. I taught at this school right here. I taught here, the University of General Electric, the Ponzi scheme. When GE was at 64, and people are so ignorant right now, they're telling me, oh, GE's at 64, it was a 6. They did it 8-for-1 reverse splat. Can you do math? 8 for, it's trading at $7. You know, dead cat bounce. This is Wattis. This is General Electric. This is who built these reactors at Fukushima. I did paper after paper, work after work after work, that a Mach 1, Mach 2 could not handle even a 7.8. The core, the vessel would fracture and it's on. Not to mention the spent fuel pools. The spent fuel pools, I just couldn't handle a 7.6, 7.7. Diablo Canyon, TikTok. This was a 9. I knew immediately. And they just went into lie. And all these people were supposedly anti-nukers. Helen Caldecott told me to my face at New York City Medical Academy when I was full of leukemia. Kevin, you can't use the F word. It scares my investors. Greenpeace on the pier, the Crystal Pier in PB, while I'm full of thing. It scares our investors. Unbelievable. This is the greatest outliner in human history. You know, that Bitcoin could save you. Gee, this is in a market that went like this. I used to be on the committee here. They're sitting on, you know, literally $100 million. They still got it. Do you know what GE's down? Since Jack Welch's Ponzi scheme, CNBC. Well, you can do math. $65 to 7. So we have the empirical data. You just hear no nuclear evil, see no nuclear evil, see no nuclear evil, hear no nuclear, speak no nuclear energy evil. They own you. It just proves it. Not one single politician has mentioned even the word Fukushima. I got Mike Levin, District 49, panning for plutonium at Santa Barbara to say it because he had to read it off my shirt. I said, you're in big trouble now. You said the F word. They all bow. We're afraid of nuclear meltdowns, energy meltdowns, until they happen. And it's denial. It's the greatest mental illness in human history. Fukushima denial. So we have the empirical data. You can run regression. First, you hypothesize the knowledge. These are full-blown out meltdowns. It's going to push it into the Pacific Ocean. It's going to cause a heat bubble over the Western United States. The greatest drought in 1,200 years started in 2011. Just coincidence? The salmon collapse started in 2011. Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. They didn't start to collapse until 2016, as predicted by Kevin Blanch, son of Cassandra. You're going to chalk it all up to coincidence. In science, in statistics, coincidence doesn't get it. You know, we run regression, talk about deviate from the mean 10 billion times. I taught right here, the number one, well, I was a student professor and I graduated there. They blackballed me. Why did they blackball me? I just told you. Stand up to the nuclear energy crisis. Not only do they fire you, well, they don't fire you. I mean, I wasn't a paid tenured anyway. They slander you. They go after you. They attack you viciously. I used to do the due diligence on these reactors right here. Look it up. I taught here. I graduated the #1 school of finance in the United States. But Warren Buffett stole it. They're ranked pretty well dead last now. So we have the data. It's unarguable. So an outlier, the greatest outlier in history. Run the regression. Run your models. It'll point to something radically happened to the Western. I named the drought in 2011. I named it the Great Western North America Drought in 2011, before it happened. My Spiral Jetty videos. I mean, you got professors all over on KSL. They're all over here trying to tell you about the drought. I talked to Ben right over there. I says, you got a lot of nerve doing an interview right there at the pond where I'm screaming about the drought as it happens. I grew up on that lake. And you're the expert? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, it's almost comical you ignore my work. I mean, well, just remember this. I was given 2 months to live and did all this work. And their answer was they hired teams of... There are literally dozens of YouTube sites, Facebook pages, freaking social media sites, 100% built just to slander Kevin Blanch while he's in critical condition, fighting for his life. Well, felonies in all 50 states, but not to the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. So, you can deny it all you want. It's the greatest PhD in human history. Stay tuned.